Greetings children, welcome to the online classes. The following video is for class 5, subject EVS Environmental Studies, lesson 11, Nature of Matter, part 2. In part 1 of this lesson, we did some activity, that is we collected some objects and we figured out if there are soft or hard materials or brittle materials, so on. Then we saw what is matter. So continuing with in page number 133, a particle present in the matter are invisible. Matters is made up of very minute particles, hence visible matter consists of invisible particle. They have given you a part where they have asked what do you mean by matter. Okay, and they've given you 2 lines. Please write down this definition there. The definition for matter is anything that has mass and occupies space is called matter. Next part is properties of matter. What is properties of matter? We are going to learn what are the different properties of matter.
Today we are going to do experiments based on matter occupies space and matter has mass. You have already done that there are 3 types of matter: solid, liquid and gas. So based on this, we will be starting our experiments today. I have a balance with me which is a 5 kg balance, and I am taking an empty glass. It weighs approximately 100 grams. To this empty glass, I now add water. On adding water, you can clearly see that the value of the balance changes from 100 grams to approximately around 200 grams. That means the quantity of water which is there inside this glass weighs around 100 grams. Now let me try and add a few beads to it and let's see the change. You can clearly see that the pointer of the balance is moving now. So now if we see, the balance is now weighing approximately around 250 grams, clearly showing us that the weight of these beads is 50 grams. So this experiment clearly shows that matter, that means the beads are occupying space, water is occupying space, and both beads, water as well as the glass, they have some mass which we just measured. So this glass weighs 100 grams, water weighs 100 grams and beads weigh 50 grams, and in total the 3 of them weigh 250 grams. So this experiment was to illustrate that matter has mass and occupies space. Let's move on to another experiment in which we are taking an empty glass and we will see that what happens when we pour water in it. You can clearly see that the water is filled to the brim. Now what happens if I add more water to it? Can I add more water? Oh, we see that whatever is the excess water, it actually flows out, clearly showing that this particular glass has some capacity. We cannot add more water to it than the one which it can hold. So this experiment illustrates that water occupies space and it has some definite volume, and it is taking the shape of this particular glass. Before this, we had done an experiment wherein water was actually taking up the space of this particular glass and was taking the shape of this glass. So this experiment is showing that water occupies space. That means matter occupies space. Now let's take another example for gases. This is an empty bottle which is actually not empty because it is having air inside it. Now let us see if we can inflate this balloon. If you put this balloon inside this and if we try and inflate it, can we inflate this balloon? Let's try and do that. Well, you can clearly see I'm trying to inflate it, but It's not getting inflated. Now, what is the reason? Why are we not able to inflate this balloon? On the other hand, if I try and inflate a balloon in the open, it easily gets inflated. Now, what is the difference between this balloon and this balloon? The reason is that this balloon is getting inflated in the open, where it has lots and lots of space. However, this balloon, we are trying to inflate it in an area which already is packed with some amount of air. We can only inflate it to the amount of space which is available in this particular bottle. But this particular bottle is actually filled with air. So we cannot inflate this balloon inside this bottle. So this clearly shows that gases occupy space. Now let us demonstrate that gases occupy space and have mass. So I have taken this hanger because I don't have any balance at home. So just in order to show you that how we can actually identify the difference between a deflated and an inflated balloon. So this is a deflated balloon, a balloon which does not have air, and that is an inflated balloon which has air. So you can clearly see the difference between the two, that the one which is inflated is moving down and the one which is deflated is actually up. So though it's not a proper balance, but you can at least understand the difference, that the one which is weighing more is actually bent and the one which is weighing less is not bent. So this particular experiment clearly shows us that gases also occupy space and they have mass.
Next, let us learn states of matter.
About solids, liquids, and gases. As you know, we are surrounded by a number of things. Some of them are solid, some are liquid, and some are in the gaseous form. Look at the below pictures and statements. Now, state whether the given statements are true or false. Ice cream is a solid. True. When the ice cream melts, it changes into a gas. False. It changes into liquids. The juice is a liquid. True. Juice, when frozen, changes to solid. True. The balloon contains gas inside it. True. Let us learn more about solids, liquids, and gases. Particle arrangement in a matter. Any substance that has mass, that is, amount of material in an object, and occupies space is called matter. All matter is made up of very small particles. The manner in which these particles are arranged within matter results in the three different stages of matter known as solid, liquid, and gas. In solids, the particles are tightly packed and so cannot move away from each other. This is why solids generally have a fixed shape. In liquids, the particles are not as tightly packed as in solids, so they can move and slide over each other. This makes liquids flow and take the shape of the container they poured into. And, in gases, the particles are far apart from each other and can move freely. So, gases can flow easily and take up all the available space.
Next, we are going to see what is the effect of heat on matter. Okay, heat in any kind of matter. When we heat it, what happens to that matter? There is one activity. As shown in the picture, fix a metallic ring to the stand so that the bob can pass through it. Bob is the ball which is hanging with the thread to the stick. That ball is called the bob. Okay. As shown in the picture, fix the metallic ring to the stand so that the bob can just pass through it. Take a pendulum of the iron rod and try to pass it through the ring. Did the bob pass through the ring? No. Right? In the first place, it will not pass. Now, heat the iron bob and pass it through the ring. Did it pass through? Why? Now, the answer is bob did not pass. Bob has expanded after heating. First one, when you pulled it inside the ring, it passed. Second time, when you heated it, it expanded. So now it will not pass. Okay. Then there is one activity in page number 144. Place an ice cube on the plate for 10 minutes. What did you notice? Is there any change in the ice cube? Right here. This is like very easy experiment that you can do at home, isn't it? Ice cube is melting, the size reduces is the answer that you have to write down in your textbook. Ice cube is melting, the size reduces. In page number 145. What happened to the candle when you heat it? It melts. Rice in a cooker. When you heat the rice in the cooker, what happens? It gets cooked or it becomes soft. Then water. Hot water. It heats the water, starts boiling and starts evaporation. Isn't it? Changes in states of matter. When an object is heated, there will be a rise in its hotness. The state of matter changes due to heat. Always when you heat something, the state of that matter will change. Write the states of matter in following situation. Now you have to write if it is which state of matter. Okay, so ice cubes on heating. Ice cube on heating, it is water. Water on heating, water becomes water vapor. Vapor on cooling, water. Water on cooling, ice. So matter changes its state from one form to another form due to heat. This is called the change in states of matter. On heating, many solids change into liquid states. Effect of heat on a matter depend upon the level of hotness. On increase in the heat, solid changes into liquid and liquid changes into gas. In the same way, on cooling, gas changes into liquid and liquid changes into solid. The way it goes, it can come back also. When you heat a solid, let's take an example of the ice cubes. Okay, when you heat the ice cube, it becomes water, that is in the liquid state. The ice cube was in solid state, so when you heat it, it became water. When you heat the water more and more, it gets converted to water vapor, which is in the gas format. Okay, the gaseous state of matter. The same gaseous state of matter, when you cool it down, when you cool that water vapors, it gets converted to liquid first, and from the liquid you can always make ice cubes, that is back to the solid state. This way heating changes the state of matter. Page number 147. Blacksmiths change some metal into required shape by heating. Why is iron heated? Think and write here. Now the answer for that question is iron and other metals become soft on heating. When it becomes soft, it becomes easier for the blacksmith to change the shape of that matter or of that iron or any other metal. Even gold ornaments or silver ornaments which are made, they are heated first and then it is brought into different states, that different shapes which can be desirable to us. Next is heat transmit from one object to another. Example, ironing the clothes. When you're ironing the clothes, what happens? The iron box or your ironing object, it is hot. When you put it on your clothes, it heats up the cloth and makes it stiff. That is ironing of the clothes. That is heat transmits from one object to another, usually from higher temperature to lower temperature. Write an example for the change in an object due to heat. One best example is cooking of food. Whatever food you cook, it is heated. The state of the matter changes, isn't it? You add water. Water becomes water helps to cook the food. Next is sublimation. Sublimation. What is sublimation? There is one experiment to understand what is sublimation in page number 147. Take a few naphthalene balls in an evaporating dish. Close it with a glass funnel as shown in the picture. In the picture how they have shown, you have to just keep it on a glass and close it with a glass funnel from the top. Take some cotton in and close the other end of the funnel. The other end of the funnel will be open, so you just have to close it. Heat the dish slowly. Please don't heat very fast, heat it very slowly. Naphthalene converts into milky vapor and will be collected in the inner side of the funnel. Stop heating and observe what happens right here. What happens is naphthalene remains in the solid form. Okay, now we know that when solids are heated, they convert first into liquid and then into vapor. Similarly, on cooling, the vapors are converted first into liquid and then into solid. But some solids are on heating directly convert into their vapor state and vice versa without passing through the liquid state, and this is called sublimation. Sublimation means some solids on heatly directly convert into vapor state and vice versa. Vapor state means if the vapor is collected and it is cooled down, it becomes back to the solid state without passing through the liquid state. The intermediate state of the liquid state is not passed by these substances. Such substances are camphor and iodine. Camphor, it is always available in your house, or in Canada it's called karpura. Whenever your mother lights the karpura in your puja room, you can see there is no liquid state in between. The camphor directly, when you light the camphor, it directly gets converted to the gas state. This happens with iodine also. Iodine is a chemical. When heated, it gets converted to its gas state. Okay, it starts emitting purple color gas. The second picture that you can see on the down of the screen, that is the iodine. When heated, it gets converted to the gas state. Such changes are called sublimation. What is it? Sublimation. Sublimation. Next activity, light a wax candle and observe what happens to the wax after some time. Now put off the candle and observe what happens to the melted wax right here. What happens to that melted wax? When the flame is on, the candle melts. Then on putting off the flame, the wax solidifies again. This is very simple experiment. When there's no power in your house, you will have candles, isn't it? So then you can do this and see what are the changes. And please write down the answers which are given on your screen. So I hope you have understood till here, children. The remaining part of the lesson will cover it in the next video. Stay at home, stay safe, take care of yourself and keep learning, children.